Hello.
Hi, hello. This is Sena from Influencer Marketing Team. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good too. I see that your hairline looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's really coming in right now, and I'm not even in month 12 yet. This is month 6.
Month
So
six.
40 yeah, so this 40% of my hairs are right now. So when I was told that, I said, "Wait, this is just 40% right now?" Cuz that's I'm excited to see how it will look in the next few months.
Actually, it starts to heal better after the 6 months, so everything will change after 6 months, and you will see the progress like really, really soon. First of all, I have some questions prepared for you. If
Sure.
that's okay, we can start with it.
Sounds good.
Okay, first of all, can you introduce yourself to us a little bit and tell us about what led you to have this operation and why you chose us, Estenove?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Andrew Kruger. I am a high school Spanish teacher in Illinois, and one second. The reason that I decided to get a hair transplant, first off, I never thought it was even possible. I was watching infomercials for hair transplants since I was around 17 years old, or near 18. I'm 42 now, and it was just so expensive in the past, and I started finding out that some people that I knew went to Turkey, and I said, wait, I didn't even know that was a possibility, going to Turkey to get a hair transplant. And their hair, they some people that I knew had hair loss even worse than I did, and I was at a Norwood 6 or Norwood 7 before this procedure. And like I said, I've been losing my hair since I was 17 years old, and I've been on finasteride. I've been on minoxidil, which kind of kept my hair from losing at a more rapid rate. But when I started seeing more and more results from friends that got hair transplants, and with modern day technology, I started doing some research. And the reason I chose Estenove was, well, first off, I went to the United States. I went to a clinic in the United States, a very well-known clinic in Illinois, where there were some celebrities that you can see their billboards. And I went to get a consultation there. And they told me, we could give you 4,000 grafts for about $20,000. I said, what, $20,000? Ooh, thanks, but no thanks. And I ended up doing research with several different clinics from Turkey. I looked at, Dr. Sinek. I looked at Now Hair Time. I looked at some others. But what I was most impressed with Estenove was I had my hair cut or buzzed very short around the time I sent my photos to them. And all the other clinics that I sent photos to, they told me, oh, you need to get a minimum of 4,500 grafts, 5,000 grafts, 5,500 grafts. And Estenove was the only one where they contacted me, gave me a video phone call, and they said, you know what? We're really nervous about your donor area. We don't think that you have enough donor area. So we would recommend for you around 1,500 to 2,000 grafts max. And then I appreciate Estenove because they were the only ones that I felt had a conscience regarding the number of grafts I could receive versus the other ones where, some people warned me about Turkey. There's some hair mills where they just want the more with get your money. And then I grew my hair out a little longer because when I grew my hair out longer to visit the American clinic. And then when I sent the same photos of my longer hair, Estenove contacted me actually originally. They said, you know what? We think we can get you even 4,000 grafts. But what I felt like with Estenove is that they were the only clinic that I felt was trustworthy. And when I eventually flew over to Istanbul, Dr. Zafir looked at my hairline, and they ended up giving me 5,200 grafts, which was a lot, but very good. And it was funny because I paid $3,500 total for the 5,200 grafts. And at that same clinic that I visited in the United States, for 5,200 grafts, that would have been $35,000.
Yeah, probably.
So I paid 10 times less with Estenove than I did with this American clinic.
Yeah, the thing is, when it comes to donor area, we want it to be heal. We want to maximize the healing because you're still getting a procedure, and as far as I know, you will be getting the second session. You're considering to get the second session. If you decide
Yes.
to get something like that, we have to make sure that we're maximizing the healing for the donor area. And in your situation, that's really, really important for us too. And of course, we always have to make sure that our patients are leaving the clinic healthy. So that's really important for us. About the second question, can you talk about your experience here in Istanbul? Because we're aware of that this is a journey. It starts here in Turkey, Istanbul. So can you talk about your journey in here, Istanbul, and at our clinic?
Yes. Well, first off, my one regret from visiting Istanbul. First off, it's a beautiful city, and my one regret is not spending more time prior to the surgery to visit everything. I visited the Grand Bazaar, the Blue Mosque. My mind's going blank right now. The food was delicious. I really felt like, so I already scheduled my flight for next summer, literally a year from my first surgery. And my plan is to visit Turkey for at least a couple more days to enjoy the city before going under the knife. Because as you know, once I was, after the procedure, I pretty much stayed in the hotel until it was night. I followed the directions to a T. I avoided the sunlight, and I kind of was like a vampire. I would come out at night to enjoy what there was available at Istanbul. But yeah, I just couldn't believe how friendly everybody was in the city, how welcoming. And I have been recommending to everybody I know to go visit Turkey, and I have been recommending in particular Estenove.
Turkish people, we are known with our hospitality actually, so it's good that we have some fans in America right now. You mentioned about that we had some follow-up and we were giving you some instructions. What do you think about our aftercare team? Because we do the follow-up until your 12th month, so it's really important for us to get the feedback too. So what do you think about it?
Yes, so I really like with Estenove is anytime I have a question or a concern, you guys get back to me almost immediately in the next few hours at your time. And I've been able to send you photos. They've been checking in on me, and I've been able to send photos. And I was really glad that I bought their aftercare product before the 6 months aftercare. So I've been using the shampoo. I've been using the serum. But yeah, you guys, anytime I've had a question, you guys immediately get back to me. And one thing I also want to say about Estenove was when I was doing the research, I didn't have any friend that actually went to Estenove before. I had friends that visited Dr. Cynic, but the reason I did choose Estenove was, like I said, you guys were the most sincere with me regarding the expected number of grafts. And when I contacted you via WhatsApp, I felt like the team was very personable. They gave me personalized answers. Some of these other clinics that I contacted, I wouldn't hear back from for over 24 hours or maybe 48 hours. Or sometimes I felt like I was just being ghosted and they weren't responding to me. Or it felt like I was getting an AI generated copy and pasted response. Yes. Like with you guys, I felt that you literally, like you gave me you genuinely cared, and it felt like I was getting personalized one-on-one attention.
Exactly. Everyone is different. Every patient is different. So your needs are different. So we have to prioritize that first. That's why we don't have like AI answers for our patients. It has to be personalized for you. That's what we care the most in here. And thank you so much for your answers. Those are really, really important for us. I have one last question for you. I'm aware of that this is a huge transformation for you because you came here different and you had a transformation. How it affected you, like your confidence, your self-esteem. Can you mention about that a little bit?
Yes. It's actually really funny that you mentioned that because went to a Christmas party recently, and I had not told many people yet about about the hair transplant. And one of my
they didn't know.
No, they didn't know. They didn't know. There were some people who hadn't seen me for 6 months, and so they said to me. One of my friends said to me, have you been eating differently? Like they thought that because and they said you got the swagger. Like it feels like you're a little more confident. And then I told them what I did. And what I really like about this is that I feel like it was a stigma before talking about hair transplants. Like people were very quiet about it, but it is a conversation starter. Anytime I tell people about this, they ask questions. And as you know, as I said earlier, I'm a high school teacher. So the best time for me to get this surgery was during the summer because, nobody saw me at the time. And I did start school in shock loss mode. So I was pretty bald here and it just looked like I had a sunburn. But I looked like I did before, with just bald, but with a sunburn. And then it started to grow. And then some people started to notice. I said, wait a minute, like, did you get a hair transplant? And it was funny because the principal at my school, he's balding. He came up to me and he said, I need to get my ass to Turkey. but it was really funny that, but yeah, like I feel better about myself. And I'll be honest with you, for years, I just buzzed my hair or shaved it. Or when I went to the barber shop, I would show the barber a photo of Bruce Willis from Pulp Fiction where he's got the receding hairline. And I said, give me the Bruce Willis where it was really short like this. And I would try to do the Jason Statham, shave it off. But there were just some photos of me that I would see later. I don't know if it was the lighting, but I just did not like how I looked. And it's really frustrating when there's some things you can control. You can control your weight, you control how you look physically, but the hair, that's genetic. And that was what was really frustrating. I didn't even know that it was getting a hair transplant was an affordable possibility. It was just something that I thought, that's something only celebrities or the wealthy can do. But I was very pleased and happy I'm very pleased and happy with the results I have so far. And I still can't believe that this is only month 6, that it's going to get even better. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of compliments from people at the gym in particular, because for the longest time, I just wore a cap. And now I'm just embracing this. I'm not wearing a cap at all. I'm going to the gym with my hairline, and people are starting to come up to me and ask questions. And I'm more than willing to answer any questions they may have. But like I said, I didn't even know this was a possibility. If you asked me 10, 15, 20 years ago, I would never have believed that I could afford this. Like, here was really nice with Estenove. I had a trip to Istanbul. I got to see that beautiful city, got the hair transplant, came back, and I didn't break the bank. My bank account is back to where it was before. I'm not in debt like I would be if I were in the United States. Like I told you, the price was just a gut punch when they told me, and they said, "Oh no, we can do a 6-year monthly payment plan for you."
No.
But I was like, "No,
that's work."
No, thank you. And that's like buying. It's like buying a car, like a car payment. And I didn't want to be in debt. And like I said, that's why I really liked my experience going over to Turkey and Estenove, and because of how hospitable everybody was and how much attention to detail Estenove gave me, I do plan to go back to Estenove next year, next June, literally a year from now, to get a little more done in the crown and possibly a little more density, depending on how it looks within a year after the surgery.
Yeah, I remember that you will be getting your second session to increase the density a little bit. But for that, as you know, we have to wait for a year for the healing and for the growth. And after a year, we will be seeing you again. By the way, thank you so much for your answers. Our 15 minutes is up right now. But if you have anything, you can always contact us. And thank you so much for giving us your precious time for this.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Okay. See you then.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Take care.